what it means is, for one, reds tend to not fall prey to peer pressure very much, because with a lot of personalities, and everybody wants to be liked, everybody wants to be accepted, don't get me wrong, but with some personalities, it's really important. Reds, not as important. What's more important is that, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be upfront. I'm going to be direct. If I like you, I'll tell you I like you. I won't stab you in the back. But you better respect the fact that I say it like it is, and that I get things done, and I do what I say I'll do. So that can be a great quality, in that they don't tend to fall to peer pressure as much. So there's your red personalities. Those of you who were A will probably recognize a lot of that in yourself. Now, I like to always do some examples in each of these personalities of different people, just showing you again that all personalities can be very successful. Now, these are people that I'm familiar with. Some of you might not be. But for example, John Wayne. He was one of my favorite actors in Western movies. He always played how he was in real life. He direct, get to the point, no mess around. And he was that way in real life too. This one that you might not recognize, her name was Margaret Thatcher. She was the first prime minister of Great Britain and was a very strong political leader. In fact, other leaders during the war would look to her for advice, and she didn't back down to anybody. Very strong leader. And then, of course, all of you recognize Simon Cowell. He's a very strong red personality. If there's a person that's more direct than him, I don't know who that would be. That he doesn't just say, hey, you stink, or that was really good. He calls a spade a spade. So he would be an example of a definite red personality. Now let's go to those of you who had the majority of your points as B, which is the blue personality. And again, I can relate very well with this one, because this is my personality. That's the strongest one that I have in this one. And you can see that the biggest rule with red, it was, I'm always right. The number one thing to remember about a blue personality is they are all about friends and relationships. Right now, blues, you are having a really difficult time with this social isolation. All of us are, but blue personalities really are, because that's what you look forward to. That's what you live for, is to be around friends, to be around people, to make relationships. And so this is a real difficult time for blue personalities. Blue personalities, I like to call my touchy-feely people. They love hugs, which is why I said that, Cassidy, you probably are a strong blue personality, because you said you would be a dog because you love to cuddle. And that's a strong blue personality. Whereas other personalities, not so much. If we weren't on this social isolation and I were to see you in the hall, it's not enough to just say hi. I want a high five. I want a knuckles. Sometimes I might, if I know somebody really well, I might put my hand on their shoulder, give them a little hug, a side hug, and whereas a red personality might say, hey, it's good to see you too, but do you have to touch me? So that's something that's very blue personality. The next quality is they get things done right. What does that mean? That means they're the perfectionists. Remember, reds get it done now. If I were to put a blue and a red in the same group, the red would be saying, okay, we're going to do this and this and this and this. And the blue, who is also a very strong personality, would say, no, I want to do it this way because I want an A+. I want it to be done perfect. And those two might butt heads. If any of you have friends that are red and you're blue, or they're blue and you're red, you're in what's called a relationship that's called blood, sweat, and tears. But it definitely can work out. Me and my wife have been married for 36 years, and you just have to have some give and take. But yes, they're the perfectionists.